2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89.
I'm here on the
97,
ground where a group of what the
100,
White House is now officially
101,
calling the Walking Dead are what I'm officially
103,
coining brain feasting.
100.
Now, full disclosure, I've been absolutely warned against coming
109,
here and have signed a liability release in the case I am ravaged on camera. News 13, consider this my interview for lead anchor.
130.
We are now confirming the virus raping humanity is in fact a simple case of a restaurant employee not washing his hands and preparing sushi gloveless for a group of homeless men invited in after raiding the dumpster. This restaurant will not be passing its next health inspection. Excuse me, sir. Where were you when the outbreak began?
167.
We're live, so please don't cut.
173. 179. 180.
Yo, what's up? I gotta do homework. Yo, have you heard of homework? I gotta do it.
100.
I also gotta clean my room.
100.
So
211. 223. 227. 229. 233. 239. 257. 263. 269. 271. 277.
I'm a dumbass.
200.
Even for a dead guy, this is stupid.
200.
Hospital?
83.
Why the hell did I drag my cinder block feet in here?
93.
There's no food,
3.
no living people.
100.
Everyone dies and
7.
rots on their own in hospitals.
311.
The living treat us like second-class citizens.
313.
They've coined us what we consider racial slurs.
317.
Zombies,
331.
walkers,
337.
travelers, shufflers,
347.
whether you gingers, soulless and shunned.
349. 353. 359.
Maziga. Man, I was really hoping for a pumping heart.
373.
Poor guy hasn't remastered speech yet.
379.
I'm getting there.
383. 389.
Well, sort of.
397.
Oh shit.
400.
Alright, my man's got two choices.
400
One, charge straight at this guy and hope he misfires,
419.
then he can chow down. Or two, he can do the dumb thing and try to reason with him. See, we're somehow inexplicably regaining our humanity. Judging by our greeting, this guy isn't very far along in the process.
39.
Go with option one, buddy.
440. 449. 457. 461.
Outnumbered.
463.
I'll skip this meal.
467. 479. 487. 491. 499. 503.
We don't got much time.
509.
Do you have diabetes?
521. 523. 541.
I always wanted to pee on one of these.
547.
Can we hustle, you
557.
Vomino.
563.
Get that blue Heisenberg?
No, stop calling me that. That's like super close,
569.
actually.
571. 577. 587.
Living or dead?
Speak English or
593.
you're headless, you son of a bitch.
599. 601. 607. 613. 617. 619. 631. 641. 643. 647. 653. 659. 661. 673, 677, 683, 691, 701, 700,
Speak English or you're headless, you son of a bitch!
719, 727, 733,
It'd be a lot more intimidating if you had more than a finger gun
739,
there, Chief.
743, 751, 757,
How long was your slumber?
761,
It's like staring at the
769,
sun.
Don't look at it, gay wall.
773,
I can't stop.
787,
It's like a oh my god. It's like the two dry grapes at the end of a branch.
800,
Boots first, huh? Interesting
9,
choice.
And wide open asshole.
811,
Whole game came to
821,
play.
823, 827, 829, 839,
It's a tiny
853,
coma dick.
857,
What happened? You get in a shootout or something?
859,
Take a bullet for your partner like a badass.
863, 877, 881,
Daddy,
883, 887, 907, 911, 919, 929, 936. Two, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83,
I'm here on the
89,
ground where a group of what the White
97,
House is now officially calling
100,
the Walking Dead are
1,
what I'm officially coining
100,
brain feasting.
and 3.
Now, full disclosure, I've been
107,
absolutely warned against coming here and have signed a liability
109,
release in the case I am ravaged on camera. News 13,
113,
consider this my interview for lead anchor.
127,
We are now confirming the virus
131,
raping humanity is in fact a simple case
137,
of a restaurant employee not washing his hands and
139,
preparing sushi gloveless for a group of
149,
homeless men invited in after raiding the dumpster.
151,
This restaurant will not be passing its next health inspection.
157,
Excuse me, sir. Where were you when the outbreak began?
167, 173, 179,
John, we gotta go!
181, 190, 193, 197, 199, 211, 223, 227, 229, 230, 239, 231, 257, 263, 269, 271,
I'm a dumbass. Even for a
277,
dead guy, this is stupid.
281,
A hospital? Why the hell did I drag my cinder block
283,
feet in here?
200,
There's no food,
and 93,
no living people. Everyone dies and rots on their own in hospitals.
and 7,
The living treat us like second-class citizens.
311,
They've coined us what we consider racial
313,
slurs.
317,
Zombies, walkers,
331,
travelers, shufflers.
337,
We're the new gingers, soulless and
347,
shunned.
349, 353,
My Zigga.
359,
I was really hoping for a pumping heart.
367, 373,
Poor guy hasn't remastered speech yet.
379,
I'm getting there.
383, 389,
So, everybody my age had a time.
397,
Dude, I had these.
400,
My man's got two choices.
And one.
One, charge straight at this guy and hope he
400
misfires,
and
then he can
9,
chow down. Or two,
419,
he can do the dumb thing and try to reason with him.
420,
See, we're somehow inexplicably regaining our humanity.
431,
Judging by our greeting, this guy isn't very far along in the
433,
process. Go with option 1, buddy.
439, 443, 449,
Bad move.
457,
Ain't computer programming,
400,
kid.
Outnumbered.
and 61.
I'll skip this meal.
You learn like
463,
just like the basics. How's it going?
467,
Dominoes.
479, 487, 491,
This place is, like, full of
499,
Just get some. We don't got much time.
503,
Do you have diabetes?
509,
You find any,
No, there's no
521,
porn. This is a hospital, not a sperm bank.
Keep looking, it's
523,
I always wanted to pee on one of these.
541,
Can we hustle, you say?
547,
Oh,
557,
You get that blue, Heisenberg?
no.
and
Stop calling me that.
63,
That's like super close. man.
569, 571, 577,
Living or dead?
587,
Speak English or you're headless, you son of a bitch!
593, 599, 601, 607, 613, 617, 619, 631, 641, 643, 647, 653, 659, 661, 673, 600, 677, 663, 691, 700, 601,
Speak English or you're headless, you son of a bitch!
709, 719, 727, and 700,
A lot more intimidating if you had more than a finger gun there, chief.
739, 743, 743, 743, 769,
Don't look at it, gay wild.
I can't stop.
773,
It's like a fr- oh my God.
787,
It's like the two dried grapes at the end of a branch.
797,
Boots first, huh? Interesting choice.
Wide open asshole.
809,
Whole game
811,
came to play.
821, 823, 827, 829, 839, 853, 827, 829, 839, 860, 881, 60, 883, 887, 79, 100, 907, 983, 997, 929, and 937, 949, 937, 967, 971, 977, 983, 999, 997, 1,077 and 993, 909,000, 997, 1,000,
Is this already a yellow shirt? Ironic?
1,000,
Stepmom's a bitch.
1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000,
I'll be back.
1,171.
I'll be back.
1,000.
I'll be back.
1,000.
I'll be back.
1,200.
I'll be back.
1,100. 1,029. 1,000. 1,200.
I'll be back.
1,000. 1,000. 1,237. 1,000.
I'll be back.
1,000. 1,000. 1,057. 1,000.
Definitely got some love for it.
1,700.
We're just upset about the
Damn, I wish I could still ride my bike. But nope, it's just me and my floppy ass feet. What's up, guys? Damn, I wish I could still fall my bike. Would blow up my spine. It's just me and my floppy ass feet. Can't hear my own monologue. What's up, guys? Damn, I wish I could still fall my bike. Would blow up my spine. Other crew is up there changing for the better, but no sane person will see it that way. It's not while there's a huge mob. No crew is in the trailer for the better, but no sane person. Damn it, stay back. This is not a party. Please stop arguing. Just remember when I say dead cop boss. This is not a party. Please stop arguing. Just remember when I say dead cop boss. This is not a party. Please stop
There's no sex in the champagne room. It's gonna be a champagne at no sex in the champagne room. It's gonna be a champagne at no sex in the champagne room.
3,000, 3,041, 3,009, 3,069, 3,037, 7,000, 3,000, 7,000, 3,000, 3,009, 3,009, 3,001, 7,000, 7,000, 3,100,
Almost there. I can smell Abercrombie. It's giving me a headache from here. My brain barely relaxes. Almost there. I can smell Abercrombie. It's giving me a headache from here. My brain barely relaxes. Almost there. I can smell Abercrombie. It's giving me a headache from here. My brain barely relaxes. Almost there.
3,400. You see anything while you're cleaning up your mess?
3,000.
The other side road.
You see anything while you're cleaning up your mess?
3,500.
Another entrance that I would like, but it's hard to push open slamming doors with zero power skills. Now we didn't get the wrong idea. Another entrance that I would like, but it's hard to push open slamming doors with zero power skills. Goes like confidence. Another entrance that I would like, on second thought, I think I'm just gonna hang out just with confidence. Like, way better. On second thought, I think I'm just gonna hang out just with confidence. Like, way holy shit, this is sexy. Holy shit, this is sexy. Hero time.
But you're unapplied in the superficial variants and the variants.
3,761, 3,767,
They say you have a group attack where you were shooting out windows. He's special. Can't speak well. Very unsafe. Group attack where you were shooting out windows.
4,100.
He's special. Can't speak well. Very
4,400, 4,400, 4,400, 4,700, 4,400, 4,400,
5,000
5,000.
Everybody to come.
You don't mind us 5,400. 5,000
So they're doing like crazy, right? Consensus on that?
They're definitely hiding something in there.
Yeah. Their daughter. Wouldn't be surprised if she's chained to a bed, rolling sludge.
They sure are nice people, aren't they?
Yeah, they do seem to be.
300.
Rumor has it there's been people out there like them waiting for the cure.
6,317.
I bet my bow on it.
6,320.
Not exactly a heavy chip to play
6,329. 6,330.
Yo, what's up?
6,343.
Guess you ain't never heard of a track.
6,350.
I can feel it.
6,359.
just hope we made a good first
6,361.
Your little angel
6,367.
heart is incapable of making a bad
6,376.
Yeah,
6,379.
Jesus, kid.
6,389.
They're combined 200 years old. We ain't got a channel SEAL Team 6 or nothing.
6,421.
Felt that reference coming.
I think we should wait until the morning to do anything.
6,000.
I could use a good night's sleep.
Hold on.
Or at least a warm
6,000.
body to share my sleeping bag.
Since I did that,
6,000.
I'm gonna take an hour break. And then, after that, I'm doing quizzes, and I'm gonna get back right to it. I love that. That was like so much fun. I wonder if anyone actually watched that. Yeah, I can tell it's working because it's silent. That's the nice thing about having that widget is that I know there's noise. Like, I know when stuff is like, you know.
Barricade your homes. Avoid all contact with infected.
Wait my ass. I think I didn't do this. God damn it, I'm Rochelle.
The writers originally devised a biography for a convict character. There was an idea that here in the lawless world of the infected, this escaped convict, sick of wearing prison clothes, had taken the effort to loot a very expensive white suit from an abandoned clothing store. He might as well survive the apocalypse in style. This concept gradually evolved into the Riverboat Gambler.
So he was a prisoner? What the hell? Okay, that makes it kind of cool then. I was just talking about in my head like how I hate these characters. And that the original four are like way better. But that makes them kind of cooler.
Reloading. Reloading.
Grab the torch before they
We might
do.
need these.
This balcony was designed as a fish in a barrel moment, where the survivors can come out to the street and pick off a bunch of the wandering infected without being in much danger. We felt it was a good introduction to our interpretation of Bourbon Street, giving a nice atmospheric vista without too much immediate threat.
It's kind of true.
Level designers in Left 4 Dead 1 placed individual items, such as pipe bombs, Molotovs, and pills, all over the levels. The AI director had the ability to pick which instance of each item to spawn. This meant that pills would never spawn in the same place as a pipe bomb or Molotov. In Left 4 Dead 2, we decided that we wanted more variety in item spawning, so we now simply place an entity called a weapon item spawn. The AI director not only chooses whether or not an item will spawn in a given location, it also chooses what type of item will appear.
Reloading. Weapons over here. Nightstick here.
We deliberately sought to design iconic French Quarter locales that would be fun to fight in. This jazz club gave us a nice large interior space that offered a break from exterior streets and alleys.
I'm reloading.
One of the challenges with melee weapons is getting them to feel right and look decent. In order to get the fire axe to look right when playing the game, it had to cross the screen within 3 or 4 frames.
Shotgun.
To enhance visibility, we swapped between the normal axe and the smeared version, along with a particle effect to cheat a motion blur. The smeared axe hits at the correct time, but allows your eyes to follow the action.
Weapons over here. Reloading.
Because sound is such a crucial gameplay element in Left 4 Dead, the designers needed temporary sounds to test out ideas for the new boss infected. Sometimes we were able to pull temp sounds from unused performances in our library, but in Left 4 Dead 2, the sound designers did their own temp performances. The goal with these is to be just functional enough to test the new character's viability. As such, some of the temp voices for the characters were quite funny. While inappropriate for the actual game, some of the sounds were highly popular within the team, and it was common to hear animators up and down the halls mimicking the early Charger test calls.
Shoot the armor, Charlie. I'm reloading. Ammunition!
Left 4 Dead 2's level designers started out by experimenting with variants on the proven designs of Left 4 Dead 1. For example, we tried out several situations where there was a benefit to splitting up the group. We soon found that Left 4 Dead 1 had done such a good job of training people to stick together, it was incredibly difficult to get them to separate. We abandoned that experiment, but retained some of the elements to apply during crescendo events. For example, in the mall gun shop sequence, it can sometimes be advantageous to send 1 or 2 survivors to retrieve the cola, while the remaining survivors stay on high ground to provide cover.
This is the only traditional crescendo event in the Parish campaign. In Left 4 Dead 1, every crescendo event was essentially a button press where players held out in one spot until the infected stopped coming. While we added the onslaught and optional crescendo variations, we felt that the old school Left 4 Dead style event still had some life in it.
Looking at reference from New Orleans, we saw a lot of images of Mardi Gras. We decided we couldn't have a campaign set in that region without a parade float. We designed our float to look a bit sinister. Whereas most gesture heads are typically bright and goofy, we wanted ours to be a bit darker and more scary, so we made the model appear more angular. We also chose colors that were less cheerful and more in keeping with the fall festival.
Are these butchers? Reloading here! Party time! Reloading here. Machete here.
Grabbing pills.
Ready for this?
No, that's right.
Valve has a history of supporting community developers and helping to promote their creations. And with the Left 4 Dead games, we've taken the opportunity to make the great content our community produces even more accessible with our new add-on system. Content creators can package new campaigns into a single add-on file, which end users can easily install. Users can now view titles, descriptions, authors, and other information for all of their installed add-ons via an in-game interface. Add-ons work seamlessly with the matchmaking system so that users can quickly get into games featuring community campaigns they've already installed and can easily download new ones to try. The response to Left 4 Dead add-ons has been very positive, and we were happy to see huge, all-new campaigns being played within weeks of the system going live.
Reloading!
Given the realistic nature of Left 4 Dead, players expect the zombies and survivors to move in natural ways. However, animating that kind of motion by hand is very difficult and time-consuming, and anyone can tell when it's not quite right. Since we don't want every zombie to move the same way, a large number of motions are required to provide enough variety. All of these constraints drove us to use motion capture. The process of motion capture really begins with the character designs. Once we've decided how we want the survivors and zombies to look and behave, we audition actors just as we would any other performance piece. For instance, a 265-pound high school coach moves very differently from a 115-pound TV producer. Using one actor for both roles would be a mistake. So we look for people who fit the body type and who can bring out the character's personality and their motion. On the other hand, in the case of the zombies, we consider them more like feral animals. So we'll use only one actor for all of them, regardless of gender.
Reloading.
We then provide the studio with a digital character, a list of the moves we would like to do, and the props we'll need. Once actors are chosen, we head to the studio and spend a day with them recording the motions we need for the game. It's a very physically demanding day, and in order not to exhaust the actor early in the session, we oscillate the captures between high and low intensity actions. Just try crouch walking 40 feet as our survivors do, and you'll feel the burn. But that's just one of hundreds of motions we record for each character. During the session, we can watch the actor's motion applied in real time to our character model and work with them to get the look we want. In some cases, we do multiple takes to let the actor provide us with different perspectives or to add some variety. We also record the actor on video during the motion capture to use for extra reference. With the motions recorded, the studio processes the data, and then it is up to us to extract the motions we want to keep. For some motions, we need to create loops. For example, to create a run cycle, we may only use half a second from the 3 seconds of running we recorded at the session. We augment these recorded motions with adjustments or additions by hand, and then compile them into the character models you see in-game. Realistic human motion is very subtle and noisy, and we can all tell subconsciously when it isn't quite right, even if we can't articulate why. Without motion capture, the characters of Left 4 Dead wouldn't be nearly as convincing or as interesting as they are.
So many pills. Why aren't they fighting? Oh yeah, they're ignoring me so we can get through the commentary or whatever. I forget about that. I'm like, why is it so easy?
Reloading.
After we shipped Left 4 Dead, we heard a lot of positive responses about the infected that were unique to their locales. There were patients in the hospital, cops in the streets, and TSA agents in the airport. We wanted to add further variety to Left 4 Dead 2's campaigns, so we decided to include an uncommon common infected for each campaign. The first to be added was the Ceta guy. Once we got him in the game, we realized that his uniqueness should not merely be visual, but should extend to gameplay as well. In the case of the Ceta guy, his hazmat suit suggested that he should be impervious to fire. We extended this notion when we added the Mudman, the Clown, the Construction Worker, and the Riot Cop.
I'm reloading. Reloading. Reloading!
In Left 4 Dead, our designers could place alarmed cars in levels. When shot, these cars would flash and make noise, attracting the infected horde. Unfortunately, the alarmed cars would be located in the same position on every playthrough, taking away from the desired unpredictability. In Left 4 Dead 2, designers can now place groups of alarmed cars, and let the AI director mix and match which cars have active alarms, if any. For example, in the section of the game that you've just played, there are 3 such cars whose alarm state the director can control dynamically, making this area less predictable from game to game.
Come on, girl. I thought we were closer than that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
There we go. What time is it? Okay, Google, set an alarm for 10.
Okay, your alarm's set for 10 p.m.
Anyone want to talk about a plan B? No. All right, let's go.
God damn it.
This finale felt risky at first, since it involved the players just moving in a straight line almost the entire time. We wondered whether the experience would feel rich and varied enough. However, given the fiction and fantasy of the space, we found players were constantly making small movement decisions that kept them interested and immersed, and our concerns about monotony fell away. In addition, while we originally designed it to require constantly moving forward, we found the different players have different comfort levels for moving and shooting. Some players just can't do both at the same time. So we tuned the director to adapt to different play styles, adjusting the pacing so that different players would still have a good sense of progress and be able to reach the end.
We're on our way.
You heard the man. Let's get across the goddamn bridge.
Game assets are more likely to make it through production if they serve the game on multiple levels. Take this bridge ramp for example. Movement-wise, it acts as the starting gate. Audio-wise, it acts as the starting gun. Visually, it blocks and breaks up a potentially uninteresting view. Fictionally, the seizing malfunction and resulting loud bang make it clear that the players have attracted every infected on the bridge.
Let's move.
One of our most important tools for creating and evaluating environments was what we called the Left4 Dictionary. This collectively developed set of terms, ideas, and gameplay grammar describes spaces via their physical properties, functions to gameplay, and their relative advantage or disadvantage to the survivor or infected sides. This provided the team with a shared language for types of gameplay spaces with examples such as capillary, close quarters, open space, funnel, king of the hill, etc. It also allowed the team to talk about and explore new permutations of spaces in a very clear way. The Left4 Dictionary proved instrumental in allowing us to efficiently refine our environments and tune difficulty based on an understanding of how each type of space would influence the gameplay. It was especially useful in this bridge map, where we start with a very uniform bridge and instead of rooms, hallways, etc., we create desirable game spaces using vehicles and damaged portions of the structure.
Most of the region where Left 4 Dead 2 is set is quite flat. There are few hills or changes in elevation, but maps without any elevation change can be monotonous both visually and in terms of gameplay. That's why this double-decker bridge was not only a visually strong set piece, it added the much-needed element of verticality to the campaign.
Stormy weather effects give the director yet another way to influence gameplay by altering the player's sensory capacity. One goal of the weather effects is to draw the team together and put them in a defensive stance, such as taking refuge within a building. In this respect, weather is much like a crescendo event, but because it's entirely under director control, it can happen at any time, any place. The storm itself is created using a combination of particle effects, fog, tone mapping, local contrast, post-processing, DSP alterations, and sound effects. While technically a storm can strike in any environment, we chose to limit it to the Milltown campaign in order to provide a fictional background for the flooding of the maps. Thus the storm is thematically tied to a new navigational challenge and creates a unique experience for that campaign.
The grenade launcher came about purely out of our desire to see more explosions and more zombies killed by explosions. We found that something interesting happened when we gave one of the 4 survivors a grenade launcher. They became more vulnerable to close-up attacks, and their teammates adjusted their strategy accordingly. A pattern emerged where one player would lob grenades from afar at approaching mobs, and the other players would clear off the stragglers when they got too close.
The new campaigns in Left 4 Dead 2 featured a great deal more water than in the original game. Therefore, it was a priority to improve our water rendering. One of the most important new pieces of technology enabled artists to paint water flow uniquely on each water surface. This allows us to make the water look like it's flowing in any direction we desire without any constraints. This not only looks better, it aids gameplay by subtly guiding the player where they need to go. As an example, in the swamp levels, the water usually appears to flow towards the end of the level. And water is far more convincing when you can actually see it flow around obstacles like trees and rocks.
Interesting.
Traditionally, players were connecting to our multiplayer games by selecting a server with available player slots from a very big list. Players might select a server by an appealing server name or network latency. This worked well for 24 or 32 player games, where many players could have a great experience even without tight cooperation with their teammates. But for Left 4 Dead franchise, a different approach was required. We wanted to build a group of 4 players who could start a campaign together, possibly as complete strangers, but quickly acquire the feeling of being a bonded team. Valve Matchmaking operates on a vast set of player statistics, from headshot percentages of friendly fire incidents to the likelihood of sharing a first aid kit with a wounded teammate. In the years since Left 4 Dead's release, our matchmaking system has undergone many changes, resulting in better player experience and longer average team playtime together. With the introduction of new team game modes, we now even measure performance of the entire team and do our best to provide the players with reliable teammates and worthy opponents. We continue to gather and analyze an abundance of statistical information from our real-world players and use that to improve our matchmaking system.
For Left 4 Dead 2, the Source Engine received many new features and optimizations that enable it to handle denser, higher resolution environments, effects, and characters. This gave us leeway to fit additional weapons, creatures, and larger environments into the same footprint as Left 4 Dead, while increasing the quality of each element across the board. Many of our particle effects now use several new techniques which at least double their visual resolution while requiring no additional memory. This has enabled us to create complex weather effects such as the heavy thunderstorms in the Hard Rain campaign. The new zombie horde is considerably more variable than that of the first game, with higher resolution meshes and skinning. Not only do the infected look better, but using a combinatorial meshing and shading system, there's over tenfold the number of variations possible in Left 4 Dead 2 while consuming no new memory. The environments also feature considerably more polygonal density than the first game. Many elements that would have been painted into a texture are now fully modeled in the environment. Foliage looks cleaner, while also responding naturally to weather conditions. Additionally, water has gotten a major visual upgrade over Left 4 Dead 1, with far superior lighting, reflections, and flow mapping. All these pieces come together to improve the visuals of the game while keeping it smooth to play.
The Source Engine uses 2 different methods for modeling world environments: a volume-based system for general forms and a polygon-based system for details. Each has its own advantages and disadvantages, and they must be integrated together to create a game map. One of the challenges associated with this setup is that the 2 systems have mostly separate authoring pipelines, and it's easy to make a change in one and break a tightly integrated set. As part of making the modular kit of parts that was used to create this bridge, we developed a new hybrid workflow that allows content authors to create and iteratively edit both types of world geometry simultaneously in a single tool. The resulting modules are pre-optimized Lego blocks that can be fitted together, allowing the level designer to focus more on gameplay and less on modeling.
That was pretty interesting. Really in depth. I wish I had it for. Well, then again, I mean, they talked about everything, but I wish they included the No Mercy one too, because there's one for No Mercy. Just deactivating mods. Oh, okay, so it is Dead Center. So let's play, I just love No Mercy. I love playing No Mercy. Let's just play No Mercy because I know it, and I only have like 30 minutes.
The subway can take us straight to Mercy Hospital.
Reloaded! Watch where you're shooting!
Grabbing a pipe bomb. Reloading! Yo, my witch ain't gonna sit still much longer. Reloading! I got you. Look, don't worry. I'm not gonna let you die. Come on, up you go. Reloading! The station's just up the street. Weapons here! This way! Grabbing pills.
There's a pipe bomb, grab it.
What do you say? Pipe bomb here! Pipe bomb! Pipe bomb here!
Take fine.
Watch out!
We should heal up.
This shit's getting old.
Well, at least we're safe now.
Should honestly just do my work now and then do it later, play later. But okay. I'll play one more and then I'll do my homework.
Bill, you ought to heal up. Reloading! Reloading! Look out! Reloading! Weapons over here!
Reloading!
Reloading! Weapons! Ducky! Damn it! Reloading! Ammo here.
I'm down!
Baby! Yo, what's up? Whatever person you are, on chat. Sorry.
Don't make me leave your ass behind, Lewis. Get out!
I hope I don't have like the follower on chat. I hate that. I might have accidentally put it on. But anyway, that just reminded me of it. I don't know if that's on or not. Dude, I just went down.
Wait up while I heal.
I need some help over here.
How do you feel?
Well, I ain't so good. Have you laying around?
Man, I feel like crap.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Weapons! Reloading!
How did Bill go? I guess he had a help on it. Because Zoe doesn't have one.
Reloading!
I'm not feeling real hot.
Hang on, let me fix you up.
Ah.
Weapons over here!
I said I'm ready.
Yeah, just give me a second, bro. That's gonna set us on fire, but if we do it this way, there, okay. Look at this life hack,
Ammo here.
bruh. Look at this. No, I'm not gonna speedrun it. I'm gonna actually do like the normal way. Which isn't even that long, I think. Or is it? Yeah, it's not. It's not even that long. You just walk downstairs.
make it.
Yo.
See, I didn't
Thanks,
gray
man.
stream, but last time I did.
I hear a witch. Lights off. Witch! Man, do not piss the witch off. Sweet, baby.
Damn it, I forgot.
Oh,
If everyone gets inside, then it's like, okay, what's the point of like killing the witch? But okay. I guess not, that's fine. Bill did the well, I was like dead immediately, I forgot, yeah. It was like after, yeah. We didn't even like kill him, the witch.
This.
We gotta do some homework. I'll keep it on. But, yeah, I gotta do homework. I'm gonna see who followed me and thank them, real quick. I mean, I can check chat, but I don't know. Does it matter? Yeah, who was it? Thank you, Dinscam. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I stream a lot, but I don't use chat, so I'm sorry, but whatever. I'll see you later. Well, I'm not gonna leave. I'll be back. I'm gonna put it on the, like... Nah, I should just end it, because it'll be like an hour kind of thing. Like an hour, be right back screen, so I don't feel like that's worth it. So I'm just gonna... And it's already been... And I already had like an hour of that, so... Yeah. I'm not gonna do that again. So... Okay. Bye.